Some shoes just have a very weird journey leading up to their release. On October 18th in 2024, we were supposed to get another edition to the Reimagined series, but because Nike and Jordan Brand have been in a bit of a funk for the last year or two, they decided to delay the shoe due to a lack of hype. But I guess they're just expecting the hype to just come back 6 months later. Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined. The shoe originally was going to drop on October 18th for $180, so the revised release date of the shoe is February 15th for $180 in the United States. Now the Black Toe colorway is an OG colorway, first dropped in 1985, and first impressions of the shoe. The Black Toe colorway is one of the best. I like the bread the most out of all OG colorways, but Black Toe, it is really nice, really nice. It also retroed in 2016, and in 2019 we got the satin women's exclusive version of the shoe. Now, we recently saw the Jordan 1 Low Black Toe. It's a very nice shoe. Obviously, there's a very distinct change that they made to this shoe, and I'll get to that later. And the Jordan 1s, no matter what you say, no matter what people think of them in the current moment, I'm always gonna say it is the most timeless and classic, most wearable, long-lasting Jordan Brand shoe. I think honestly, 100 years later, some Jordan Brand shoes might fall out of favor, might look very weird, but I think the Jordan 1 silhouette is gonna last forever. And the upper of the shoe, it is completely leather, and the leather on this shoe, it is pretty nice. It is pretty thick, at least relative to some other Jordan 1s. It does have a little bit of that polyurethane coating on top, but not super heavy. So like when you press down, you don't see a wrinkle really ugly. It actually feels nice and soft, and on the overlays, it is pretty decent leather as well. And I just like how it's not like super flimsy, super thin. I don't love that. It might feel soft when it's very thin leather, but it doesn't mean it's like a very great quality leather. And then moving up the tongue, you get this nylon tongue that is pretty standard for a Jordan 1 with the red Nike Air branding and tag on top. Really love how the red bits pop on this shoe. That's probably my favorite thing about like Chicago colorways, just hints of red. I just love how that looks overall. Now this shoe does come with black laces out of the box, but it also comes with an extra set of red laces. Out of the two, I think the red laces look pretty nice on this shoe. If I had to choose though, probably go with black. But yeah, can't really lose. Both of them look really nice. Now, of course, what makes this shoe very distinct is instead of the wings logo, you get this Air Jordan in text written out. Now that is a reference to the promotional photo of Michael Jordan with the Jordan 1s like laced around him. They changed it up, give us something different. Now I can't say that I love that more than the wings logo that you see on regular Jordan 1s, but I do like when Jordan Brand tries something different. But my favorite little subtle detail about this shoe, it is on the medial side of the shoe. So on the ankle collar here, you actually see very subtly the phrase, "my very best," and then Michael Jordan's signature underneath. Now that is a reference to Michael Jordan signing a shoe after he wore them in game and gifting it to a very close friend of his. And I especially like the subtlety of it. It's not like in your face, it's not like explicit or right there, but when you look closely, you definitely see it. Now the Jordan 1s comes with a rubber cup sole with a Nike Air unit just on the heel. Very old technology. The sole of the shoe, it is sail, and of course, you get this very delicious, iconic concentric circle outsole, a rubber outsole, and the insole of the shoe, just white, Nike Air branding, pretty generic, nothing special. But I will say though, it's not dream cell, it's not polyurethane, but compared to other like generic Jordan Brand or Nike insoles, it does feel a little bit thicker. Doesn't really help too much with the comfort though, at least not on my feet. Now this image on the box, that is the entire inspiration behind the theme and story of the shoe. A young Michael Jordan with the Jordan 1 dangling from his shoulder. And if you look closely, Jordan 1 has Air Jordan instead of the wings logo on the shoe. And then inside, very special paper. So you get the Air Jordan text, and I'm assuming behind the scenes imagery of that photo shoot. You get the Chicago skyline in the background. Oh, I love that. Love it. I like how they included this. And then on the inside of the list, you get the wings logo. Now moving on to sizing and comfort, I am a wide and flat footer for Jordan 1s. I just stick true to size. Fits me really well, lengthwise, widthwise, no complaints. Under your feet, it's not the most comfortable shoe, minimal technology, kind of feel like you're just walking on the ground. It's very flat to the ground. That is what Michael Jordan wanted back in 1984. He wanted to feel close to the court when he was playing, but for casual use, that doesn't always lend itself to the best comfort under your feet. Can kind of get sore after like a whole day of wearing them. But I will say around the ankle collar, the padding and cushioning, very decent, very sufficient. Inside your feet as well, doesn't feel bad. It's just under your feet, it's not the best. Now that brings the total sole score of the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined to 41 out of 50. A pretty good score compared to other special releases. Now first to this colorway. Black Toe colorway is one of the best. I really think it's hard to beat. Out of the Bread and Black Toe, both OGs, I choose the Bread, but I still give this Black Toe a 10 out of 10. Just the heritage, the history, the Chicago Bulls tie-in with Michael Jordan wearing them. Yeah, it's hard to beat. And in terms of the materials, I think these are actually pretty nice materials, especially for a Jordan 1. Pretty thick cuts of leather. Pretty soft though still in the toe box area especially. The overlays are pretty nice as well. It does have some of that polyurethane coating that I don't generally love, but it's not so heavy when you press down, just wrinkles in a very disgusting and ugly way. It's not like the most premium, you know, made in Italy premium leather, but it is still pretty nice. And in terms of the comfort of this shoe, Jordan 1 is pretty average in terms of overall comfort. Wearing it all day, I feel like under your feet, it can get pretty sore. It's minimal technology, very close to the ground, so it does start to wear on you. But I think most people getting a Jordan 1 aren't exactly expecting like clouds on their feet. Just casual use, hours here and there, shouldn't have a problem. And in terms of the versatility of the Jordan 1s, super timeless silhouette, this will always be super wearable. And in terms of the wearability of the colorway, majority white sneaker with black and red, very standard colors, you cannot go wrong, very easy to wear, pretty much goes with everything, can't really screw it up too badly. I think this is a very versatile shoe. And in terms of the storytelling, of course, the box itself, ooh, it's very nice, very, very nice. And the reference to Michael Jordan's promotional photo where he was holding this shoe particularly without the Wings logo and the Air Jordan text instead. And then their signature with the phrase, "my very best," that whole nod to that story of him gifting this shoe to a friend. I really like the very subtle details and storytelling on the shoe. I think it's very well done. Now, the closest shoe that I have in my current rotation to this is the Lost and Found. And out of the two, which one would I go for? I think material-wise, they're actually both pretty nice. The Lost and Found obviously has that kind of cracked leather aesthetic that I don't particularly love. Oh, it's actually close. It's actually close. I think the Black Toe colorway is really nice, but probably go with the Lost and Found just because I think the storytelling overall is a little bit more intricate or detailed. But actually, it's pretty close. It is pretty close. I really like both of them. Would I get the shoe over just the original black toes without the switched up logo here and the writing on the medial side of the shoe? Probably not, but as far as effort and execution goes, I honestly think they did a pretty nice job. And even though they delayed the shoe due to a lack of demand or hype, or predicted demand and hype, I don't care about all of that. I still think this is a very nice shoe. I would have gotten it no matter what. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.